Hi, morning. Today is the May 15th of May. I want to tell you a story about a pen in order to avoid a misperception. Right? Shall we begin? So this is a very important story for me because I want to keep it every day. I want to keep it even I want to attach a diamond on a pen to keep the pen and diamond at the same time. And so the first lesson is about we're starting by asking what is this? Is it a pen, right? So what will happen if I give this to a dog? It can chew because this is a chew toy, right? So this thing is a pen for a man to ride, a chew toy for a dog to chew. So who is right? The answer is both are right. Why? Because they are totally different entity and they can have totally different point of view. This is very normal, right? So the first lesson of the pen is that we have to respect the point of view of others, which is the letter P from the pen point of view. And secondly, this is about the second lesson. So imagine this time put this pen into an empty room where there is no man, no dog, absolutely no. So what we call this at this time? We call this nothing, right? So why? Because the entirety, the man at the pen, is no longer here to give it a point of view or a name. But it doesn't mean that this thing will disappear from our eyes, right? It still exists, but it means it has unlimited potentiality in the way that it can accept countless point of view from the observer, right? So we're gonna see this by the following illustration. So this now is in an empty room and it shows the emptiness. So what will happen if tomorrow I open the door and I invite the man to come back and see it, and he will see it at the pen at before, right? And if I don't invite him, I invite the dog to come back. This dog will come back and chew this one. Absolutely yes, right. And if I invite both of them, the man and the dog, to come back, one will use it for writing, one will use it as a chew toy to chew, right? 2 point of view at the same time. And if I invite 1,000 people to come into the room, if this is large enough to hold them, so they will have different point of view. So meaning that this thing will accept 1,000 different point of view from 1,000 people. We can do it more. We can enlarge it, right? By large, we can increase to 1 million or 1 billion person. We have 1 million or 1 billion points of view. So in conclusion, everything has its emptiness in the way that it can receive, in the way that it has unlimited potentiality, in the way that it can accept countless possibility point of view from the observer. So this letter E from pen, P-E-N-E, stands for emptiness. This is the way that I remember. So we're gonna move to the third lesson. And before doing this, I used to have 2 questions in my mind. First, we say that this can receive countless point of view, but what can hold us before it can receive? So I would say that, okay, this is a pen in my hand, right? The fact that it's a pen, it comes from my mind or it comes from myself. The answer is that the fact that it's a pen, it comes from my mind. Why? Because if this is coming from itself, so the dog we see is a pen, like a man seeing, right? And uses for writing or for chewing, right? So, okay, the countless point of view is come from my mind, from the mind of the observer. Okay, I feel my mind in this case is unlimited to whole unlimited point of view. Okay, I accept. But I see that we change before we have different entity, and we say that this one can have this point of view, the other one can have the other point of view. But in this case, this is me, the single observer. And the question is that can I change the point of view from myself to this thing, right? So I will test this. I close my I say that I want to change this thing from a pen to the diamond, and I open my eyes to see it's at a pen sticking right with it. Definitely, this is a pen, still a pen. So I say that, oh, it's not effective. The ancient intelligence is not effective. So the ancient intelligence say that, oh no, it's not effective, it's effective. What you do is totally right. You just lack one thing, which is the seed in your mind. So I say that, wow, why is the seed is what you do, what you say, and what you think. Because what you do, what you say, what you think will create an imprint in your mind. It serves as a seed in your mind, and until one day, one point at a time, it will grow and cover an image into this thing. And if this image is diamond, I will count this diamond, and then at that time I succeed changing the point of view from a pen to a diamond. Okay, so all these two questions and answers arrive at the third lesson, which is everything is come from our mind. Or more concretely, it comes from our what we do, what we say, what we think. The fourth lesson was the last one. In this life, if we want to have something, we have to start deciding and no other choice, because everything is come from our mind, right? Okay, so the story about the pen is finished with 4 lessons. The first one is we have to respect the point of view of others. The second one is everything has its emptiness in the way that it has illimited potentiality, in the way that it can accept countless point of view from the observer. The third lesson is everything is come from our mind. Almost concretely come from what we do, what we say, and what we think. And the fourth lesson is that everything in our life, if we want to have it, we have to start seeing. The stories apparently is very simple, but in fact it's very deep. And in order to understand this closely, little by little, I just start repeating it at least 3,000 times. So please receive my gratitude for accepting me, seeing you tomorrow, repeating this story until it reaches 3,000 times. And thank you.